rischioso di cambiare tutto il concetto.
But did he realize what he was creating was going to revolutionize menswear?
Beh, io speravo che questo mio intervento nella moda maschile
I hoped what I was doing would make a difference.
qualcosa, avesse un senso.
I positioned myself in between tailoring and the fashion industry.
Certamente
I hoped it wouldn't come to nothing.
modo di pensare c'era la speranza che questo non finisse in nulla. Infatti all'inizio
In fact, at the beginning, it wasn't that easy to make buyers understand that a jacket could look like that.
avere questi requisiti.
When it became the success it was, did he feel that he has inspired a whole new way of working?
No, in effetti la mia attenzione quando ho cominciato
When I started out, my attention was focused on a particular set of professionals.
un'attività particolare. C'erano art director, fotografi di un certo
Art directors, famous photographers, people who didn't dress in the general style of the day. They used to wear old clothes, their dad's or even their granddad's clothes, with a very worn, lived-in look.
con quest'aria molto portata, molto vissuta. E infatti la mia prima clientela è proprio stato questa.
Indeed, my first clients were intellectuals who found in my designs something they were used to already.
Quello che già loro portavano in
And afterwards, other professionals came along,
tutti i professionisti, dopo sono venuti gli
people who weren't
avvocati,
concerned
che
with
non
fashion,
parlavano di moda, che non
who
facevano
didn't have creative
un lavoro
jobs,
creativo,
but appreciated this as a new way of conceiving fashion and
nuova
tailoring.
rispetto alla vecchia sartoria.
How spiritual are you? And how connected is your spirituality with your creativity?
Io ho fatto del mio lavoro la mia vita, quindi ho messo tutte le mie
My
energie
work is my life,
fisiche
and I've put all my physical and mental energies into
quindi,
it.
non è stato faticoso.
So
per
it
me,
wasn't difficult for me to
mettere in
put my
questa
philosophy
attività
of life
molto
into my work.
della mia mentalità, della mia filosofia di vita. Ho fatto molta
My
confusione
work
tra la
life
mia
and
vita
my
di
private
lavoro e
life
la
are
mia vita
entwined,
personale, al punto da
to the extent that I've sacrificed one for the other, and vice versa.
a favore dell'altra. Quindi un grande,
I've put a lot of
una grande
conscience
coscienza
into
ho
this
messo in questo
job.
lavoro. Certamente io ho fatto questo mestiere
I've done it
non pensando
certainly not
di
thinking of
diventare
becoming rich,
ricco, ma pensando
but to
di
give
dare
something of
qualcosa a me
myself
stesso,
through my work to
attraverso il mio
others.
lavoro agli altri.
How do you deal with the maybe the lack of appreciation of your work? Does it still hurt your soul when that's not appreciated?
Ma in questo mio mestiere si deve prendere una decisione.
In this job, you have to make a
Tu
distinction.
costruisci un mondo,
On the one
negozi,
side, there's a world made of shops and important clientele.
accanto c'è la stampa.
On the other side, there's the press, which always needs to show something new to the public, the new genius, the new
Il
talent.
nuovo genio, il nuovo talento. Il grande risultato economico.
The press is not very interested in the great economic success of a large company like Giorgio Armani. To say Armani sells a lot is not big news. To say we have discovered a new talent in a squat in London is big news.
Diventa notizia di tutti. Nel mio percorso di lavoro ho fatto qualche volta.
During my career, I've also produced some unique collections which weren't necessarily faithful to the Armani style.
Con lo stile Armani. Ma i primi a non
But the first not to accept this were the press. They came to Armani to see Armani. When they saw something different, they were lost. They said, "This is not Armani."
Dicevano questo non è Armani. Questo è stato un momento
These were very difficult times for me to find the right direction.
la strada giusta per proseguire.
Me, when I've had
Wow.
press,
Wow. So that's, you see, that is got to be the pain of every designer. That has got to be you've built everything. You are at the top of the top of the top. I mean, I don't think there's anywhere higher than you can get than Armani. And, you know, as any other creator, you want to be appreciated for your creativity. And, you know, maybe the press don't understand and you want to do something else to suit them and they say, well, you know, you're being different and it's not who you are. So the success of a creator can also be can also trap you. And, I mean, it's a beautiful thing what you just said. the honesty of that is a beautiful thing. I think we're very fortunate to hear those words, because I think there's not a creative or creator out there who's attained any major success doesn't understand what that is.
So for me, when I've had bad press, it really rips at my soul.
Adesso che queste critiche.
And you know, what it does for me is I feel like next time I've got to do even better. I've always tried to find a way, how do you manage to create when something is said that really hurts? And it's interesting hearing your answer is you just keep going.
Negative criticism annoys you, even if you don't accept it because it comes from someone who hasn't paid attention to your collection. But in the end, even unjust criticism bears some truth. Criticism that comes from someone who is slightly bitter, not very friendly, but says something that might be true, can be difficult to accept. Maybe after 6 months, thinking about that criticism, I've come to the conclusion that perhaps it was half true.
It's a very good point. The thing here is to be critiqued is also a way of letting you understand that you need to work harder to make your message more understood. And again, it's an important point for creatives, because, you know, we want everyone to love what we do, and that's not always the case. Or, you know, sometimes a critic really appreciates what you do, but feels that you haven't given your best. And, you know, and that's, as a creative, you know, I'm always striving to do the best. And when I don't do my best, it hurts. And sometimes you just need a critical journalist to identify you slouching for a second, to remind you that the next time, don't slouch, put the 100% in.
You're responsible for taking structure out of suits. Now you've seen that structure in tailoring's come back. How do you feel about that? And how have you responded to that?
Sono passati molti anni da quando io ho cominciato.
It's been a long time since I deconstructed the jacket.
E io stesso.
But over the years, I've recuperated some of the original forms. For instance, the structured shoulder came back into fashion. So I took it on by making the shoulder rigid, but leaving the body soft. I think that Ozwald has also done some good work in this sense. I've been watching his work, and this modern, tailored look, very hard, but cutting edge.
Thank you very much.
Tanto vorrei fare i complimenti a Ozwald per la sua eleganza.
Mr. Armani would like to compliment you on your elegance.
Oh, thank you.
Ma è un'eleganza interiore anche, devo
It's an
dire.
elegance that comes from inside.
Thank you.
E poi volevo anche dire che abbiamo parlato.
We've spoken almost an hour about me, and we haven't said anything about you.
What?
Prossimamente
Like
io vengo a Londra
Next time he's going to come to
e
London,
farò una grande intervista a Ozwald.
and he'd like to do an interview on you.
Okay? Thank you.
Next time.
Real pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank
I'll
you.
give a colour.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
What's interesting to me is when I cut this, it was like, no, Armani's just describing the journey we've just been on with Ozwald.
It's true. It's true. I'm actually quite surprised, because I didn't realize, obviously because my Italian's not that great, but he said exactly what I was saying. And his understanding is, I mean, our languages are the same. I never realized it was that paralleled. And I'm quite surprised, actually. Quite taken back.
Can you just tell us one more time why you think style matters?
Well, style matters because it's an extension of yourself.
Good vibe, watch yourself.
Your style is individual. And so the more you're aware of who you are, the more you have a personal style.
Yeah.
We were superheroes. We wear S's on our chests. Moving faster than speed and bullet. That's what we were doing. I have a very distinct style in my approach towards fashion. This excites me. But the point with my approach is supposed to enhance the personality of the wearer. So he has his own voice. And it's always been about that for me.
Perfect.
Done.
Perfect. Great. Cool.
I think you got your ending there, boy.